Okay, so time for a follow-up. I want to talk more about this whole Norwood 2.5 thing. I'm looking at another comment from Robert on a video I made called "A Year After Using Rosemary Oil for Hair Loss, Did It Work?" Here's what Robert says, quote, "The most interesting twist here is that you'll continue using the rosemary, given the baldness advocating, skepticism of hair loss treatments, not wanting to be a slave to any product, often expressed desire to go bald, etc. It's helped you retain the hair you have and slowed down the balding process, in my opinion. How long will it remain effective? Only time will tell," end quote. So here's why I needed to make this video. I definitely am a balding advocate. I'm all about, if you're starting to go bald, then just shave it off, embrace it, finish the job, and go for it. That's attractive. That's seen as a good thing here in America. Just do it. It's shows how confident you are, right? So it kind of, I thought, well, that's good for me because I've got a YouTube channel about hair loss. So I will encounter that myself. That'll be me. As the years go by, people will see that I'm going balder. But now it's almost like a conflict of interest. What if, because this rosemary oil actually is working, which most people think that it is, and what if I'm only in Norwood 2.5, meaning that I wasn't Norwood 3 by age 35, meaning that I won't be balding the rest of my life, but instead, maybe if anything, the worst I'll really get for the most of my adult life or middle-aged life will maybe be a strong Norwood 3 with some more thinning, maybe a more noticeable bald spot in the back, but still ultimately keeping pretty much Norwood 3. It's funny because it does put me at odds with myself. You know, I thought I'd be the guy that grows with this channel, and it's troubling for me to some degree. I mean, so much of my identity is I'm going to be the guy that goes bald, and you can watch me do that in confidence because I don't need hair to be confident and to know who I am. But what if I pretty much, for the most part, keep most of my hair these next 20 years? So that's just really weird to me. And I guess maybe the takeaway is it shows you mentally how I was where I needed to be, but physically my body's not. And of course, with the rosemary oil, my agenda was never so that I could keep my hair. My agenda was only to prove whether it worked or not, but to help other people who wanted to use that. And I wanted to be known as the guy that proved it either way. But I didn't actually expect it to work. So I'm just being honest with you. I feel kind of weird right now. I almost feel like a hypocrite because, like Robert said, I'm such a balding advocate. And I'm not going to stop using the rosemary oil. If people think it's working, I want to now further prove that it really is working so that I can be the go-to guy that everyone can look at over the course of years. They can see how it made a difference and that it worked. And we can't forget that I've also been a vegan, though. I became a vegan about a year after my thinning started. And even that could be slowing it down. I mean, what if I'm actually doing some things to stop or slow down the process of hair loss, and I'm proving that, yet at the same time, out of the other side of my mouth, I'm saying, just go bald and embrace it. Like, I'm all about speaking to different parts of my audience and different demographics of the hair loss community. But this really does kind of make me feel weird about myself. I just expected to go bald on camera and that I could prove how much that hair doesn't matter to me and my identity. I mean, the next best thing I could do is shave it all off. But then people could say, well, we could still see your hairline and it's not that bad. So these are things I'm sorting out right now. But it is weird though. What if I actually... What if I'm right about my theories that if you're Norwood 3 or worse by your 35th birthday, you're going bald? But what if I was only Norwood 2.5 with some thinning? That means I'm not going to be the guy that goes bald during most of my adult years. I'm just trying to sort all this out. This is weird.